everyone, it's good to see you here once again on Dee's Delights. I just now noticed my apron is crooked, but that's okay. You all know that I'm not that great in the kitchen. Once again, this is just to show you that if I can do it, you can do it. So today we're going to make a chicken and broccoli casserole. This is a little bit healthier recipe because chicken, I believe, is better for you than beef. And broccoli is better for you than chocolate. So here we go. 1 tablespoon of canola oil. Well, I don't have canola oil, which is supposed to be a little healthier than vegetable oil, but they are interchangeable for cooking. 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast. It says trimmed. I still need to trim off a little bit of that fat. 1/3 cup all-purpose fat flour. As you can see, I'm prepared. I already have it measured out. 4 cups of reduced fat milk. Forgot to get the milk out. Sorry, folks. We'll need 4 cups of that. Reduced fat, I use 2%. So we'll see how that does. 2 cups of pre-cooked brown rice. What I did was, for the first time, I bought this boil in a bag. And it says 1 bag will yield 2 cups. So I cooked it. First time around, I only cooked it for 10 minutes, like they said to cook it. The rice was hard. So then I put another bag in, cooked it for 12 minutes, and let it sit for several moments. I noticed that with minute rice. It says to cook it and then let it sit for 5 minutes to absorb all the water. I let mine always sit 15 to 20 minutes because it doesn't absorb the water in 5 minutes, and I do not like hard rice. So a lot of recipes, you have to play around with things to see how you like it. So 2 cups of brown rice pre-cooked. 3 cups of broccoli florets. Now she didn't say to pre-cook this, but later on in the recipe she says to throw it in the pan and cook it for 2 minutes till the broccoli is tender. Broccoli doesn't get tender in 2 minutes. So I pre-cooked the broccoli. Now this was broccoli florets frozen. I'm sure you could use fresh ones right from the store. So 3 cups of broccoli florets, and I'm going to say pre-cooked. 1.5 cups shredded reduced fat sharp cheddar. We're using regular sharp cheddar, and I'm going to use more than 1.5 cups. I'll see what I like. I'll probably use about 2 cups, 2.5 cups. That is all up to you. Once again, you all know I love cheese, so I'm going to use more. A teaspoon of kosher salt. That's just a coarse salt. So I do have some of that on hand, surprisingly. And 1/2 teaspoon of ground pepper. And then it says 1/2 cup store-bought of crispy fried onions. For this recipe, I still had some leftover Giant Eagle brand. It says 1/2 cup. I'm sorry, 1/2 cup is not enough. I have a cup measured out here, and I also have another thing of French's fried onions, just in case I don't feel that a whole cup is enough. So I have this as a backup. And that's all we're going to need for this recipe. So let's get ready. First, preheat the oven to 400 degrees, which I have already done. Okay, next we are to heat the oil in a large oven-proof skillet over high heat. Now it's going to need to be oven-proof skillet because it's going to go into the oven for about 10 or 12 minutes. I have one of these that is a Tefal, and I'm pretty sure I have put this in the oven before. It should be oven safe. And there again, it's 400 degrees that we're going to have the oven at. So we are to add the chicken and cook until well browned. So we're just going to cook the chicken a little bit on each side for about 4 minutes till it's browned. Then we're going to transfer it to a cutting board, let it stand for 5 minutes, and cut it into 1-inch cubes. So I'm going to get started on that, and I shall be with you in a moment. While I'm waiting for my 1 tablespoon of oil, vegetable oil, to heat up in the pan so I can put the chicken in, I'm going to go ahead and grate my cheese. And I got this handy dandy little thing on Amazon for about 29 bucks. Makes it so nice to grate cheese that way. I'm gonna have about 2 cups here, I believe. Maybe more or less, who knows? Whoopsies. It's another beautiful sunshiny day out. I gotta go to work for a few hours this afternoon. But the only problem is by the time I get home, it's getting close dark. But at least I can look out my window and enjoy it. So here's my grated cheese. Shredded, I guess, not grated. Shredded. Here's my shredded cheese. I love cheese. That's good. Whoops. Sorry. All right, I'll undo this thing here. Make sure I have the fat cut off of the chicken. And I just cut a little bit there. This one piece is pretty big, but I'm going to be cutting it all in little 1-inch cubes anyway. Cut this little chunk off. Don't need no fat. Okay, I'm going to see if my grease is ready. It's starting to sizzle a little bit. I see under nutritional facts that this will have 353 calories for a serving size, which is a cup. That's not too bad, but mine will have just a little bit more because I'm going to add extra cheese, extra of the French fried onions, but everything else, it should be pretty close. So I'm going to let those cook for about 4 minutes. And then I'll flip it over. Let me see here. I think I got everything ready. Next, after this, we are going to whisk flour in 2/3 cup milk. I need to get my milk ready. What? Let's see. 2/3 cup milk. Add the remaining 3 and a... Oh, gotcha. Okay. We're going to need 4 cups of reduced milk, but we're going to need 2/3 cup for one part of the recipe and 3 1/3 cups for the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and have that measured out. Third cup here. Let's see here. See how these are going. Make sure I don't have it too high. Yeah, going good. Getting a little brown. Yep. So I'm going to measure out 1/3 cup milk for the first part. So I already have my 4-cup measuring cup in use. So I'm going to measure out 3 cups and 1/3 cup. Put it in the bowl. 1. And I'm going to stop counting. Got to remember that. I'll count to myself. Okay, so I got a pretty big bowl full of milk. I'm going to put that over here. My 1/3 cup, 3 1/3 cup. Okay, that's pretty brown. Stays pretty brown. Turn it on the other side for 4 minutes. I'm going to turn this down just a bit. It's really getting hot. I'm going to turn it down to about medium. So I started out about medium high and I've turned it down to medium right now, so I don't want to burn my chicken. Nobody likes burnt chicken. I'm going to get my cutting board cleaned off. It's a Saturday morning here in Millerville, and still don't know who the president is. Today is November the 7th. Election day was on Tuesday, November the 3rd. So we will know probably later today who the president is. I'm not going to tell you who I voted for, but either way, we all got to move forward after this, so let's hope we can do that. And a good way to do that is to eat together. Have family functions together. Don't discuss politics, but discuss food. All right, my chicken's pretty brown. I'm going to put it on the cutting board, let it sit for 5 minutes. We'll let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'll carve it up into 1-inch diced pieces. It says whisk flour and 2/3 cup milk in a small bowl. So, let me see. I got all of these new silver bowls. Which one should I use? Look at this. They even have rubber bottoms. You can't move them. Well, you could, but they don't move easy. So they're not going to like slide or skid off your counter. I think this one will be big enough. So let me get a whisk out. So the holidays are fast approaching. It's going to be a strange kind of year with COVID. Not sure if everybody's going to be able to get together like we did in the summer, because in the summer you could be outside, but now we can't be inside too close together. But I'm still going to cook, because I need to cook for all of you guys out there. We're whisking together the flour, which was 1/3 cup of all-purpose, with the 2/3 cup milk in a small bowl. So let's whisk this together in a small bowl. And remember, I have my 3 1/3 cups. Oh, this is getting thick. This would be like what you make for a gravy. The floury paste to add to the broth. Nice thick. Okay, we're gonna put that there. And it says, oh, now she says about me, bring it to medium-high heat. So let's turn this up. Add the remaining 3 1/3 cups milk to the pan. Bring to boil over medium heat gradually. Okay. So let's put this 3 1/3 cups in the pan. Over medium to high heat, we're going to bring it to a boil. Gradually, then we're going to whisk in the flour mix, return to a boil, and cook, stirring often until thick. Okay. What I'm going to do while that is doing, I'm going to go ahead and cut this chicken up. Now the chicken's not cooked through, so keep that in mind. We're going to cut it into 1-inch chunks. But it is definitely not cooked by just browning it on the sides. Let's see how that's coming along. It's not boiling yet. Okay. Those are pretty good sized chunks. Cut a few of them up, make them a little smaller. Now that'll be ready when it's time to throw that in a pan. Okay, so we have our chunks ready to go. We're going to gradually whisk in the flour milk mixture, return to a boil for like 2 to 3 minutes, stirring often. Then we better have our rice ready, our broccoli, and return to a boil. It says till broccoli is tender, but I've already cooked it, and there was no way it would have cooked in 2 minutes. So that'll be just to reheat it. And then stir in chicken, cheese, salt, and pepper. And then sprinkle the onions on top. So we're doing it all in the skillet. Then we're going to put it in the, oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, Sorry. I better pay attention. I don't want this milk to scorch and boil over. And you just pay attention for it. I'm going to have to spoon a little bit of it out. The whisk isn't going to get it all out. Just pay attention. When you notice that it starts to get to a thicker consistency, but it's coming to a boil. It doesn't take long for flour and milk to stick to the bottom of the pan. So that's why you got to stir it often, because it is boiling. Okay. Now it's time to add the rice. We'll put 2 cups of rice in there. I'm going to stir that in. Remember, you're putting in pre-cooked rice. 2 cups of pre-cooked brown rice. We'll put the broccoli in, and this has to be pre-cooked broccoli too. I used frozen, 3 cups. It says cook until broccoli is tender. 2 more minutes. Then stir in the chicken, salt, and pepper. I better get the salt and pepper ready. I'm going to stir in the salt and pepper before I put the chicken and cheese in. Let's do half a teaspoon of pepper. We're going to sprinkle that in. And half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Sprinkle that in. Stir that up. Now stir in chicken, cheese, salt, and pepper. Already did that. So where's my chicken? Okay. Chicken, cheese, salt, and pepper. I'm going to stir the chicken first, then I'll stir the cheese in last. Let's hope all my cheese fits. I'm going to stir a little bit in at a time. So we're ready to transfer our mixture to the oven to bake. As soon as I put my onions on top, I'm going to sprinkle that around. Remember, it only called for half a cup, but I did a full cup. And I might do a few more. I like to get it all over the top. Yep, that's not enough. I'm going to do a few more. Just a little bit more. I probably am doing about a little over 1.5 cups, maybe just 1.5 cups. Wash my hands, I'll show you. I'm going to put it in the oven. Into the oven it goes for 10 to 12 minutes. We're going to start with 10. We'll see how that does, and hopefully that cooks the chicken because nobody wants raw chicken. Once it's baked, you're supposed to let it cool 5 minutes before serving. So we'll see how that turns out, see how long it takes, and remember, you're preheating the oven to 400 degrees before you do everything. Be back in a few moments, folks. All right, let's check it. It's been 10 minutes. I think it looks like it's bubbling, it's cooking. I'm thinking, you know what though, with that raw chicken that was in there, we're just going to do 2 more minutes. Because you don't want to have raw chicken. It's probably already cooked. It's been bubbling in there for 10 minutes. But one thing I did notice while I was cleaning up the kitchen, I had a 9 by 13 pan all ready to make a casserole. I thought when I was getting stuff ready, oh good, a casserole. I'll get my little 9 by 13 ready. Hi Doug, how you doing? Doug,
what are you doing?
I'm making you lunch.
I appreciate you cooking all the time.
Doug. Oh, you're so much fun. Guess what it is today? We're going to have chicken and broccoli casserole. It has cheese in it, has those French fried onions on top. Broccoli. It has chicken and broccoli in it.
So that makes it healthy.
That makes it healthy, except for all the cheese that I have in it. But I was just telling the folks I was all prepared for it, and it's a 9 by 13 casserole, and here I forgot, you bake the actual skillet right in the oven after you mix it up. So then I had to make sure, at first I was going to use another skillet, and I'm not sure if that one's oven safe. So I do have one that I know is oven safe, so it should be done here any minute. And another helpful hint, the broccoli I used was a 12.6 ounce bag of Bird's Eye frozen. That made, when cooked, exactly 3 cups of broccoli, which was needed for the recipe. So I'm gonna put my 9 by 13 away. I'll just lay it over here for now. That's just about done. And we're gonna let it set for about 5 minutes before Doug and I partake of another delicious Dee's Delights meal. And I'm glad you could all join me. There again, if you have a favorite recipe, please send it to me. I look forward to hearing from you. There's some that I already have that I have to prepare. I just haven't done that yet. Please send them to me. Or if you would like to join me, get a hold of me and we'll cook one of your favorite recipes right here online. So there it goes, 12 minutes. I'm gonna take it out no matter what, gonna turn off the oven. And remember, it's a skillet, but the pan handle is very hot when we take it out of here. And hopefully I don't drop it on the floor. Here's what it looks like. You can see that it's bubbling and hot. Looks delicious. And probably if you want some different seasonings in there, you could add some just to give it a little extra kick. That would be up to you. But Doug and I will be back with you in a moment to share our lunchtime with you. Hi there. I'm getting ready to serve Douglas lunch because I'm a perfect housewife.
She treats me pretty good. She made me cheesecake last night.
It was the generic Jell-O box brand. Nothing Dee's Lights worthy, but it is good. I already had some for breakfast. Did you notice? I already
You
took it
had
out.
cheesecake for breakfast.
Well, yeah. Hold on a second. I forgot that the skillet was in the oven. I'm so sorry. I am going to need
You
some
just
tea
burned your
towels.
fingers.
Yeah, I just burned my fingers. Thankfully, I have quick responses and realized that it was hot immediately. And so I should still have fingerprints left. Probably on the pan.
It's always good to show them how not to do it.
Yeah, so. Okay, Douglas, I'm going to scoop you a little bit out. You know, I should have made you bread though, shouldn't I?
Biscuits?
I should have made those biscuits. Oh, that looks pretty.
Probably better off that you don't.
A nice hearty serving of chicken and broccoli casserole. It's going to be a little too hot to eat. Might want to double check, make sure the chicken got cooked.
We'll record tomorrow from the hospital.
Yeah, from the hospital. Whoops, the little chicken cubes didn't get cooked. Okay, whoops, I almost did it again. Almost grabbed the skillet. Remember, I'm not used to having a skillet baked in the oven. Oh my gosh.
Why do you need to do it in a skillet instead of a pan? Or a glass dish?
I don't know. That's what the recipe said. What it is, it's already in the skillet. You put everything in. Before I put the onions on, I probably could have put it in my trusty 13 by 9, 9 by 13 pan and baked it.
Doesn't cook it any differently, does it?
I have no idea. We might have to research that.
You're the expert here. You should know these things.
Yeah, let me see. Stainless steel skillets are also oven safe as long as their handle is oven safe. Yeah, that handle's oven safe. You see, it's all like metal
And hot.
and hot. But it doesn't tell me what the difference would be. But it looks like there's different recipes to bake right in a skillet. So maybe you all can comment in the section, why would you bake a skillet versus just like a glass casserole dish? So, did you try a bite?
Yeah, it's good. Very good. You want to pray before we eat?
Sure. Thank you, Lord, for a beautiful day. Thank you for the sunshine, and thank you for the gift of people. People out there listening right now as we partake of a meal that you have given to us. It's one of your many blessings. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, I'm going to try it. See what I think. See if the chicken's cooked. It looks like the chicken got cooked.
It's good.
It's all good.
Those extra French fried onions, I always double or triple what they call for.
And she eats just as much while she's cooking.
I like it.
You can enhance it with a saltine cracker.
There you go. If you don't know what to have with your casserole, you can enhance it with a saltine cracker. Or a piece of bread, perhaps Italian bread,
That would be good.
or like you, a biscuit.
Smothered in butter.
Smothered in butter, but yes, this is very good. Very good. I like it, and there again, you could put like different seasonings. People could put their own little, if they wanted a little bit more Cajun, or if they have a little bit of onion and garlic, salt, or pepper, or, you know, whatever they want to put in there. But it has a nice texture. So thanks for joining us once again. Wait, shouldn't talk with my mouth full.
Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for Thanks for joining us once again here on Dee's Delights, and have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Da-da-da. Whoops, look at that. Cheese hanging off. I added more cheese than they called for, too.